Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about Greg Capullo because I saw a little bit of drama on it, and I kind of want to just throw my 2 cents in, see what I can bring to the table about what Greg Capullo said. So, if you guys don't know, Greg Capullo um, is an American comic book artist, best known for his Batman run with Scott Snyder. Um, and now he's over to Marvel to do a Wolverine story with Jonathan Hickman. So okay, fine, cool, great, whatever, right? And oh, it's called Wolverine's Revenge. I'm sorry if you guys don't know. So there's two versions of the book. There's a regular one, and there's like a bloody version of it with extra, I guess, pages of color or whatever, something like that, to show how gruesome Wolverine's Revenge is. So anyway, Greg Capullo went to Twitter and decided to call out FCO Plascenica quit Wolverine. So he reveals that FC quit the Wolverine comic book due to intense deadlines. Um, and basically, what he says, heads up, gang. FCO has quit Wolverine before its completion. Deadline pressures aren't for everyone. I'm certain that we'll find a suitable replacement that will give you the highest quality product possible ever onward. To me, that was some petty shit. That was petty shit. Um, and the reason why I'm saying this is because if you guys don't know, FC Pueblo, he's a colorist. Now, we already don't really pay attention to colorists as it is. We already know that for a fact. Like, we don't pay attention to colorists, not one damn bit, right? So FC Pablo is a colorist who is literally who is literally coloring multiple books. And what I believe happened, and I'm just going to go on what I believe happened, is that I think the reason why he quit is because he couldn't commit to the coloring because of the fact that you're doing two versions of the same fucking comic book. That's dumb. To me, honestly, that's stupid. I don't care what none of y'all say. I'm going to be honest with you. That is dumb. He's doubling work doing the same shit over again because y'all want to do two versions of the damn book, a red band book and then a regular one. And I believe this is the problem because I remember Wes from Thinking Critical had talked about this, where he had mentioned that Marvel did the red band version of books so that you'll have extra pages, or it'll be a different story, or basically special features that wasn't included into the book, into the main book. But the red band version is going to have the rest of the story that, or the pages that missed out on the book or whatever. And because collectors, whoever are Marvel collectors, decided, hey, let's buy them. So when Marvel saw that, now they're doing it again. Now they're doing it with Wolverine's Revenge. But I believe FCO is probably working on multiple projects. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm not a professional colorist, but I do color a lot. I'm telling you, sometimes I can finish a drawing and inking it or whatever, and I literally spend almost half the day or all day just to color that one. And don't even get me started if I miss out on, like, pages or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I missed out on a spot, I gotta find that spot. I gotta, redo it or whatever. I gotta try to blend it or all that kind of stuff. I'm telling you, it is not pretty. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. It is not pretty. And it is time consuming, you know, especially when you're doing multiple pages or you're just doing multiple pieces. Like, for instance, when I'm right now doing the X-Men Most Wanted challenge and the Marvel Tober challenge on Instagram. And sometimes some of the characters I draw requires a lot of colors or whatever. And I'm just like, holy fuck, I didn't put this out. Oh. And I'm spending all my time trying to color, trying to ink it, but mostly coloring, just because I want to try to at least give you something that's just not simple and bland, which I can't blame people for not wanting to do it. And on top of that, what FCO probably is coloring 10 to 12 pages every day for about 12 the 15 hours and he gets the littlest pay from doing it. So really, I don't know the whole story. I'm not going to speak on it. I'm just going to go from a person who's done it or whatever. Yes, deadlines are important, but at the same time, how can you say that when FCO has to wait on y'all asses? We've seen behind the scenes of how Marvel comic books was made. Remember when they did that Marvel 616 thing and we got to see Dan Slott or whatever? I mean, not only do you have his colorist waiting for days to get something done or whatever, one of the writers had to kind of take over because Dan just didn't meet the deadline. And then by the time he met the deadline, then the artist comes, and the artist done drew whatever they could right quick, and then the colorist is like, finally, I can finally color. And he ha ha, Dan Slott was laughing about it or whatever, and Marvel executives were laughing about it, but it's not funny. It is not funny. So I don't know. I don't know why Greg Capullo would call out his colorist or whatever. I wouldn't have did that. I would have been like, due to unfortunate events or whatever, it's going to be a delay in our work, and stick with us. We will get Wolverine's Revenge out as quick as possible. The next issue as quick as possible. That's it. But to throw FCO out like that was kind of immature. And on top of that, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are trying to say, oh, it's a deadline. He's just being lazy or whatever. You don't know that. You really don't know that. And from what we've seen with these comic book professionals or whatever, and these executives, they love when you draw a page out or a story out. Okay, let's say I did 22 pages in one day, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's ready to be inked, it's ready to be colored or whatever, right? Okay. Now remember, the book comes out in probably um 2 more weeks, right? Okay, I spent most of my month. I spent the first half of the quarter drawing all of these pages, top to bottom, right? And then now the editor comes over and he's like, "No, I don't like that page," or whatever, or blase blase, or add this to it and then remove this, or no, I don't want this character to be in there. No, no, take this out. Blah 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 blah. Right? Okay, great. Now I have to go back and redraw that. Now, guess what? That puts the person who has to ink and color behind. So really, is it the artist's fault? Greg Capullo, because honestly, they could have been waiting for your ass because you're drawing the same comic book twice, and the colorist has to wait for you. But at the same time, he probably got other projects and other commitments that he also made. So why would he waste his time on a book that's being printed twice, and then the second version of the book got issues already because y'all want to do this, y'all want to do that, without thinking about, hey, this guy's got to color this shit. And at this point, it makes me like, well, hell, why don't your monkey ass color it in since you want to talk shit? That's how I look at it. Why don't you color it then since you want to talk so much shit and throw FCO under the bus like that? That's so disrespectful. I don't care who he is. You just don't do that to a fellow worker like that. Um, where you just like, oh, I'm just going to say, hey, the reason why our book is late is because FCO, our colorist, the person that most people really don't give a damn about, he's late. Like, they don't. I'm just gonna be honest. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care about colorists, and anybody who said they do is a lie. No, we really don't. But to throw him under the bus like that is crazy, and then to come back, delete the post, and be like, "Oh, I was just stressed. I was just stressed, and I didn't have my wife to complain about." But then at that time, but then he also followed it up with, "I can't stress this enough to would be comic creators, unless you're willing to be Fargo friends, hobbies, and accept that sometimes strenuous deadlines pressure. This business ain't for you. I've known to work 12 to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, on end. It's not easy. At times it's unhealthy. Choose wisely. Like it's such a dumb take to have, Greg. You know, and then, of course, here's other people. Aaron Meyer said, Greg is an amazing artist, but creators, please don't do this. This is a bad advice. Aaron, you might want to reconsider your use of the word advice. That's what Fabian said. Derek Robertson said, it's not advice, it's reality. These are often the demands of the job. Brad Booth said, this isn't advice that this is how the industry works. We don't get off days. We don't work. We don't get paid. If lucky, sometimes those checks never come. Creators get screwed a lot. You're only the other option are self published. Peter Claus said, I will say that I am in a fortunate situation with a loving working spouse. I have not worked 12 to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week on end. And I've quit jobs when I saw the workload wasn't going to be. So yes, choose wisely. I mean, it's just a lot of people saying other things or whatever. I'm not going to read all of these comment sections or whatever, but I think it was just so unprofessional, and to try to sit up here and say like, oh well, you need to get used to being to do this kind of stuff. No, nobody should. That's the problem. That's the problem. Y'all working all these hard hours on, and doing what? Barely getting any money. That's no way to live. Being unhealthy. That's no way to live. And then for y'all to treat the fans and the customers like trash afterwards, and you think what we're supposed to feel sorry for you? No. So if FCO decided he wanted to walk away because y'all indecisive asses want to add more workload that he said he can't handle, then it is his right. He first off, he's a fucking colorist. He's a colorist. You don't make changes to a comic book at the last minute and then try to tell your colorist to hurry up and fucking color it, especially with all the extreme colors that we have in comic books. Like, come on now, come off the bullshit. Come off the bullshit, Greg. I I just expect better, you know. But those are my thoughts on the whole situation. You guys, tell me what you think. Do you think Greg Capullo was overstepping? Do you think that he was correct? What advice would you give? Do you think FCO was correct to step away because the workload was probably too much for him? Like, let me know in the comment section below. Um, like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.